Welcome to the Silver Beast. Today we are going to discuss another interesting silver coin made from 1916 to 1930. This is called the Standing Liberty quarter. These were quite iconic in the idea of liberty standing by a wall, basically. The mint mark can be found down near her foot towards the left corner. The date here is 1928. These were made at several mints: San Francisco, Denver, and Philadelphia. These are different because there are several different designs within the series. The first design in 1916 and 1917 had the Liberty, right by the shield there. The exposed breast of Lady Liberty was shown. There was quite the uproar over this. So after 1917, and partially in 1917, they covered her breast up with a chainmail outfit, you want to say. The first year, 1916, is quite scarce. They didn't make many of them. It's a very big rarity. Even in grades such as this, where it's, about good to good, very light design elements. Even a date like this here, in that instance, would be worth thousands of dollars. Many people that collect this set choose to avoid that coin altogether just for that point. In the early part of the series, the date was kind of raised up, which led to a lot of wear in this area. Therefore, a lot of the early date quarters from 1916 to 1923, 1924 or so, the date is either wore off or wore down very badly. They recessed the date in the later part of the series to avoid that situation. Because a quarter in 1917 and 1918 was quite a bit of money, these coins saw a lot of use. Many of these coins are very well worn. If you have a coin like this that has very good design elements, has a lot of luster, has a lot of the details showing, it can be quite valuable, especially early on, as there weren't many of these that were saved. There also is a designation. If you see the top of her head there, it merges into the rim. This is a worn example, so you can't really tell that much from this. But even on the BU examples, uncirculated examples, these coins, a lot of times the head's not fully formed from the rim. So coins that do have that definition carry a large premium. Now these quarters are made of 90% silver. You can find these quarters in lower grade on eBay and in coin shops. And you can pay not much more than a silver spot for these coins. Right now, a coin like this is probably about $3.25 to $4 a piece. So a pretty small investment, kind of a unique part of history. Very good design elements, one of the most popular designs. And I can show you the reverse here. As you can see, there's the eagle with 3 stars underneath. Early on, you can tell the first year there was no stars underneath. The eagle was set a little bit lower. As you can tell, this is a very iconic eagle flying, very nice design. I have a very worn coin here, so you can't see all the details and the true beauty of it, but you get the general idea of the design elements of this coin. If you're going to stack silver, this would be a very unique way of doing it with not much premium. These quarters aren't seen anymore in circulation, obviously, because they're silver and they're so different. There's just not many around in higher grades. In lower grades, they're primarily a silver construct. If you want to collect this series, your best bet on a short budget would be the later coins from 24, 25 up to about 1930. You can get a decent set in medium grades for under $200 in that respect. If you want to attempt the full set, that's an undertaking. The earlier coins aren't too bad in lower grades. You can find them for $30, $40, $100 or less. But the showstopper is the 1916. And of course, in that case, you want to spend at least $3,000 to $4,000, and you'll get a very worn example. So if you really want the worn example, that's fine. But be prepared to shell out some cash for something of this caliber in that date. You can pick up a 1917. The earlier versions of it also had the bare breast showing, and it's a type 1 obverse, and you can actually find that in pretty nice grades for $200, $300, $400. They're not that rare where you can't find a nice example, and it's kind of a unique little thing in American history that we don't know the exact uproar that it caused back then, but there's publications, there's papers that described some of the distress that certain factions of people didn't like about that whole design, about the breast being shown. Either way, this would be a nice little coin. If you want a typeset, your best bet is to go with a later version, 25 to 30, and you can get a pretty nice example for under $100. That would be a real nice addition to your typeset for the 19th century. Now, going on forward, I will go into the silver quarters, the Washington silver quarters, the Barber silver quarters, seated Liberty, and so forth. Some of these coins are quite iconic, some not so much. The Washington quarter, obviously, is still used today, the same basic obverse design. And something like this, when you see this around, which you won't most likely, it's going to be very rare to find this in circulation if you get this in change somehow, but it does and can happen. But this is a coin that I would suggest that you might want to pick up for just a little bit of history. The pre-crash, 1929, these were quarters used in the heyday of American society. These were used at the very tail end of World War I. So it was a boom time for America. America was ascending on the stage. And this is a coin to have that showed the beauty and privilege that Americans were starting to feel about themselves in that era. Remember to subscribe to my channel as I add more and more videos regarding silver coinage and other coinage as well. Lincoln cents, nickels, you name it. I'll be going on more with this later, but this right now is a basic silver coin that you might want for your stack or just for a little bit of history. The Silver Beast signing off.